Ram, good morning, Shyam. You look fresh today. Did you sleep well? Shyam, morning, Ram. Yes, I did. For the past week, I've been trying to improve my sleep schedule. I'm aiming for at least 7 to 8 hours every night. It really makes a difference. Ram, that's great to hear. You know, sleep is one of the most underrated parts of a healthy lifestyle. People often focus only on food or exercise but forget that rest is just as important. Shyam, absolutely. I used to think that sleeping less was a sign of hard work, like, the less you sleep, the more successful you become. But recently I realized it actually harms productivity and health. Ram, very true. I had a similar experience. During college, I would stay up late, work on assignments, and watch movies. At first, it felt fun. But later, I noticed I was always tired, had headaches, and even caught colds more often. Shyam, same here. Now I try to sleep early, wake up early, and use the mornings for self-care. Do you also follow a morning routine? Ram, yes, I've developed one. I usually wake up around 6 a.m., drink a glass of warm water, stretch for 5 minutes, and then go for a walk in the nearby park. Shyam, that sounds refreshing. How long do you walk? Ram, around 30 minutes. I don't jog much because I have some knee issues, but walking briskly gives me energy. And you? Do you exercise in the morning? Shyam, yes, I recently started doing yoga. A friend of mine is a yoga instructor, and he recommended simple poses for beginners. It helps me feel calmer and also improves flexibility. Ram, that's wonderful. Yoga combines physical health and mental peace. It's a great choice. Shyam, exactly. In fact, when we talk about a healthy life, I feel it's not just about the body but also about the mind. Don't you agree? Ram, of course. A healthy life is a balance. Good food, regular exercise, proper sleep, positive thinking, emotional stability, and meaningful relationships, everything plays a role. Shyam, well said. Speaking of food, how's your diet these days? Ram, I try to eat balanced meals. Breakfast is usually oats or poha with vegetables, lunch includes chapati, dal, and sabzi, and dinner is light, often soup or salad. I also include fruits in the afternoon. Shyam, that's impressive. Do you completely avoid junk food? Ram, not completely. I believe in moderation. Once in a while, I enjoy pizza or samosas, but I don't make it a habit. Earlier, I used to eat a lot of fried snacks, but I realized they made me sluggish. Shyam, yes, moderation is the key. I used to drink soft drinks almost every day. At one point, I felt addicted. Later, I replaced them with lemon water or fresh fruit juice. It was difficult in the beginning, but now I don't miss soda at all. Ram, that's a big change. Sugar-loaded drinks are harmful, but they're so tempting. I'm glad you managed to quit them. Shyam, thanks, Ram. You know, the more I think about health, the more I feel it's like a bank account. Every good habit is a deposit, and every bad habit is a withdrawal. Ram, that's an interesting way to put it. If we keep withdrawing, like eating junk, smoking, drinking excessively, we'll soon run out of health balance. But if we deposit good habits, we'll live longer and better. Shyam, exactly. By the way, do you believe exercise has to be intense? Like heavy gym workouts? Ram, not necessarily. Exercise depends on the person's body type, age, and lifestyle. Some enjoy running marathons, others like swimming, and some, like you, prefer yoga. What matters is consistency. Shyam, true. I used to join the gym, but I gave up after a month because it felt monotonous. But yoga feels natural to me. Ram, yes, sustainability is important. It's better to walk daily for years than to join the gym for 1 month and quit. Shyam, very well said. Actually, I read somewhere that even small habits, like taking the stairs instead of the lift, make a difference. Ram, definitely. Lifestyle choices add up. Sitting for long hours is the new smoking, they say. So standing up, stretching, and moving around every hour is essential. Shyam, you're right. At work, I often get glued to my chair. But now, I set an alarm every hour to remind me to move. It feels silly, but it helps. Ram, that's smart. Prevention is always better than cure. Most lifestyle diseases, like diabetes, hypertension, and obesity, are preventable if we act early. Shyam, speaking of diseases, do you go for regular health checkups? Ram, yes, once a year. Even though I feel healthy, it's good to monitor blood pressure, sugar levels, and cholesterol. Early detection saves lives. Shyam, that's responsible of you. I should start doing that too. I always postpone it, thinking I'm young and don't need it yet. Ram, don't wait. Health doesn't depend only on age. Even young people are getting lifestyle diseases nowadays. Better safe than sorry. Shyam, point taken. I'll book a checkup soon. Ram, good. Now let's talk about mental health. How do you manage stress? Shyam, earlier I used to bottle up my stress. But recently, I started journaling. Writing my thoughts on paper clears my mind. I also practice deep breathing when I feel anxious. Ram, that's a great practice. I usually go for a walk when I'm stressed. Nature calms me down. Also, I talk to close friends, like you, because sharing worries lightens the burden. Shyam, haha, yes. Talking to someone trustworthy makes a huge difference. I think mental health awareness is improving these days, but many still hesitate to discuss it. Ram, true. People think seeking help is a sign of weakness, but actually, it's strength. Just like we see a doctor for fever, we can consult a counselor for anxiety or depression. Shyam, well said. Balance in mental health is as important as physical fitness. Ram, absolutely. In fact, mind and body are deeply connected. If the mind is stressed, the body shows symptoms like fatigue, headaches, or even digestive issues. Shyam, very true. On the other hand, when the body is active and nourished, the mind feels sharper. Ram, exactly. That's why a healthy life is holistic. No single factor works alone, they all interact. Shyam, Ram, talking about these things motivates me even more. It's easy to forget these lessons in daily routine, but conversations like this remind me to stay disciplined. Ram, I agree. Health is a journey, not a destination. We need reminders and encouragement from friends. Shyam, yes, let's make a pact today. We'll remind each other regularly about our health goals. Ram, done. That's a great idea. Accountability partners make goals easier to achieve. Shyam, perfect. So, what's your next health goal? Ram, I want to improve my flexibility. I'm thinking of joining a weekend yoga class. Shyam, excellent. I can share some beginner poses with you. We can even practice together sometimes. Ram, that would be wonderful. And what's your next goal? Shyam, I want to reduce my screen time, especially before bed. Staring at the phone late at night disturbs my sleep cycle. Ram, that's a wise decision. Blue light from screens affects melatonin production. Maybe you can keep your phone outside the bedroom at night. Shyam, good idea. I'll try that. Ram, great. Step by step, we'll build better habits. Shyam, Ram, another aspect of health we often ignore is hydration. How much water do you drink daily? Ram, I aim for about 3 liters a day. I keep a reusable bottle with me all the time. That way, I remember to sip throughout the day instead of drinking a lot at once. Shyam, that's smart. I sometimes forget and then gulp down water when I feel very thirsty. But I read that drinking gradually is better for the body. Ram, yes, it helps digestion and keeps energy stable. Also, hydration is linked to skin health, concentration, and even mood. Shyam, true. I noticed that on days when I don't drink enough water, I feel more tired and get headaches. Ram, same here. Another tip I follow is starting the day with warm water. It flushes out toxins and improves metabolism. Shyam, I've heard about that. Some people even add lemon or honey. Do you do that? Ram, occasionally, yes. Lemon water in the morning feels refreshing. But I don't overdo it because too much acidity can harm teeth. Shyam, balance again. Everywhere we look, the secret is balance. Ram, exactly. Speaking of balance, how do you balance work and personal life? Many people struggle with that. Shyam, honestly, it's challenging. Earlier, I used to bring office stress home. I would check emails late at night, skip dinner, and stay restless. But now, I try to set boundaries. Ram, that's important. What boundaries do you follow? Shyam, for example, after 8 pm, I avoid work-related calls unless it's an emergency. I also keep Sundays free for family and self-care. Ram, very good. I do something similar. I dedicate early mornings to myself, exercise, meditation, reading. That way, even if the day gets busy, I've already done something for my health. Shyam, that's inspiring. I might borrow that idea. Ram, please do. Shyam, I feel that healthy living is like an investment for the future. Shyam, how so? Ram, think about it. People spend their youth ignoring health, then spend old age and all their savings trying to buy back health. Isn't it wiser to care for it now? Shyam, absolutely. Prevention is cheaper and more rewarding than cure. Ram, exactly. Exercise, good food, regular sleep, they're like insurance for the future. Shyam, well said, Ram. Actually, let's talk about food again. Many people are confused between dieting and healthy eating. What's your opinion? Ram, good point. Dieting often means restricting food, skipping meals, or following short-term fads. But healthy eating is sustainable. It's about variety, moderation, and nutrients, not starvation. Shyam, yes, I once tried a crash diet, eating only fruits for a week. I lost weight quickly, but I felt weak and irritable. Ram, that's the problem. Quick fixes don't last. Our body needs carbs, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals in the right proportion. Cutting one completely can cause harm. Shyam, true. Now I try to focus on balanced plates, half vegetables, 1/4 protein, 1/4 carbs. Ram, that's excellent. Also, portion control matters. We don't always realize how much we eat. Shyam, right. My grandmother always said, eat until you are 80% full. That way, the body feels light. Ram, wise advice. Overeating, even healthy food, can cause problems. Shyam, yes, and eating slowly helps too. When we chew properly, digestion improves, and we notice fullness earlier. Ram, exactly. Unfortunately, with fast-paced life, people eat quickly, often in front of screens. Shyam, guilty. I sometimes eat lunch while working on my laptop. But I'm trying to change that. Ram, small steps matter. I also try to eat mindfully, focusing on taste, smell, and gratitude. Shyam, that's beautiful. Gratitude while eating connects us with food. Ram, yes, it also reminds us not to waste food. Shyam, very true. Food wastage is both unhealthy for us and harmful for society. Millions go hungry while some of us waste so much. Ram, that's a deep point, Shyam. A healthy life is also about social responsibility. Shyam, absolutely. Helping others, sharing meals, and practicing kindness improves mental health too. Ram, I agree. Generosity and gratitude keep stress low and happiness high. Shyam, talking about stress, what do you think about meditation? Ram, I practice it for 10 minutes daily. Just sitting quietly, observing the breath. It clears the mind. Shyam, I find it difficult to sit still. My thoughts run wild. Ram, that's normal at first. Meditation is like exercise for the mind. The more you practice, the stronger your focus becomes. Shyam, interesting. Maybe I'll start with 2 minutes and increase gradually. Ram, perfect approach. Even a few minutes of stillness refresh the brain. Shyam, Ram, one more thing I noticed, spending time in nature is healing. Ram, absolutely. Nature is the best doctor. Walking barefoot on grass, listening to birds, watching the sunset, all reduce stress. Shyam, yes, last weekend, I went hiking. No phone network, no noise, just trees and fresh air. I felt completely recharged. Ram, that's the magic of disconnecting. Technology is useful, but overuse harms mental peace. Shyam, very true. I want to start a habit of digital detox once a week. No social media, no unnecessary scrolling. Ram, great idea. I do something similar on Sundays. Instead of scrolling, I read a book or play board games with family. Shyam, lovely. Family bonding is also part of healthy living. Ram, yes, emotional connections give meaning to life. Without them, even perfect diet and exercise feel empty. Shyam, exactly. Human beings are social creatures. friendships, love, laughter, they all keep us healthy. Ram, that reminds me, do you laugh often? Shyam, haha, yes. I watch comedy shows and crack jokes with friends. Laughter truly feels like medicine. Ram, it is. Studies say laughter reduces stress hormones and boosts immunity. Shyam, incredible, isn't it? Something so simple has such powerful effects. Ram, yes, that's why a healthy life is not only about strict discipline but also about joy. Shyam, absolutely. If health habits feel like punishment, we won't sustain them. They should feel enjoyable. Ram, well said. Fun and health can go together, like dancing, cycling with friends, or cooking new recipes. Shyam, exactly. By the way, do you cook often? Ram, yes, I enjoy cooking on weekends. It gives me control over ingredients and also feels relaxing. Shyam, that's great. Cooking is a life skill and a form of self-care. Ram, indeed. Plus, homemade food is always healthier than outside food. Shyam, very true. I've started meal prepping, cooking in bulk and storing healthy options for the week. Ram, smart strategy. It saves time and prevents unhealthy last-minute choices. Shyam, exactly. Otherwise, hunger makes me order fast food. Ram, we've all been there. Meal prep is a lifesaver. Shyam, Ram, as we talk more, I realize healthy living is not about perfection. It's about consistency. Ram, you are absolutely right. Small daily habits create long-term results. Shyam, yes, missing one workout or eating a dessert is fine. The problem is when it becomes a pattern. Ram, correct. Balance again. Shyam, haha, we keep returning to that word, balance. Ram, because it's the ultimate truth of a healthy life. Ram, Shyam, do you remember how our parents always insisted on simple home remedies? Shyam, oh yes, my mother still gives me turmeric milk whenever I catch a cold. Ram, same here. My father swears by ginger tea for digestion. Sometimes traditional wisdom is as powerful as modern medicine. Shyam, very true. In fact, many scientific studies now prove the benefits of turmeric, ginger, garlic, and other spices. Ram, yes, our kitchen is a pharmacy if we learn how to use it. Shyam, exactly. But nowadays, people rush to medicines even for minor issues instead of trying natural remedies first. Ram, that's because we want quick fixes. But natural healing takes patience. Shyam, right. Speaking of quick fixes, what do you think about energy drinks? Many youngsters consume them daily. Ram, honestly, I don't like them. Most are just sugar and caffeine. They give temporary energy but harm the heart and sleep. Shyam, I agree. A balanced diet and proper rest are better sources of energy. Ram, absolutely. Natural energy from fruits, nuts, and exercise lasts longer than artificial boosters. Shyam, well said. By the way, how do you manage cravings for sweets? Ram, haha, I have a sweet tooth. I used to eat a lot of sweets, but now I control portions. I also choose healthier options like dates or dark chocolate. Shyam, that's smart. I replaced refined sugar with jaggery in tea. It tastes good and feels healthier. Ram, great idea. Small swaps make a big difference. Shyam, yes, and when I really crave a dessert, I share it with a friend so I don't overeat. Ram, clever trick. Shyam, Ram, one aspect of health I want to discuss is posture. Many people, including me, suffer from back pain due to long sitting hours. Ram, very important point. Poor posture affects the spine, shoulders, and even breathing. Shyam, yes, I started using a chair with lumbar support, and I take breaks to stretch. It really helps. Ram, good. I also practice simple back exercises. Plus, I try to keep the computer screen at eye level to avoid neck strain. Shyam, knees. Even using the phone properly matters. Constantly bending the neck can cause tech neck. Ram, exactly. I now hold my phone at eye level instead of looking down for hours. Shyam, that's a good habit. Small changes prevent big problems later. Ram, true. Prevention should be our priority. Shyam, Ram, I've also been thinking about the environment. Pollution, noise, and lack of greenery affect health too. Ram, absolutely. Clean air, clean water, and clean surroundings are essential for a healthy life. Shyam, yes, during lockdown, when pollution reduced, we all realized how fresh air feels. Ram, correct. We can contribute by planting trees, reducing plastic, and keeping our neighborhoods clean. Shyam, right. A healthy environment creates healthy people. Ram, exactly. Health is not only personal but also collective. Shyam, well said. By the way, what's your opinion about fasting? Ram, interesting topic. I think fasting, when done correctly, can be beneficial. It gives rest to the digestive system and helps detoxify. Shyam, yes, I tried intermittent fasting recently, eating only during an 8-hour window. It felt difficult initially, but later I felt lighter. Ram, that's good, but fasting should never be extreme. Some people skip meals and then overeat later, which defeats the purpose. Shyam, true, discipline and knowledge are important. Ram, exactly. And fasting is not just physical, it also teaches patience and self-control. Shyam, very true. It connects body and mind. Ram, Shyam, I'm curious, do you track your steps or calories with an app? Shyam, yes, I use a fitness tracker. It motivates me to reach 10,000 steps daily. Ram, nice. Technology can support health if used wisely. Shyam, exactly. But some people become obsessed with numbers. They forget to enjoy the process. Ram, very true. Data is useful, but balance is necessary. Shyam, haha, again we come back to balance. Ram, of course, balance is everywhere. Shyam, Ram, let's discuss bad habits too. Smoking, alcohol, and excessive junk food ruin health. Ram, absolutely. Smoking especially is dangerous. It damages lungs, heart, and shortens life. Shyam, yes, sadly, many youngsters start due to peer pressure. Ram, true. I believe awareness campaigns and strong willpower can help. Shyam, right. And alcohol too, in excess, causes liver problems and mental issues. Ram, yes. Some studies say small amounts of red wine are okay, but I feel avoiding it altogether is safer. Shyam, I agree. Why risk it? There are healthier ways to relax. Ram, exactly. Like exercise, meditation, music, or hobbies. Shyam, speaking of hobbies, do you think they influence health? Ram, definitely. Hobbies reduce stress, improve creativity, and bring joy. Shyam, yes, I love painting on weekends. It relaxes me. Ram, that's wonderful. I enjoy gardening. Touching soil, watering plants, it feels therapeutic. Shyam, amazing. Nature again proves healing. Ram, indeed. Hobbies remind us that life is not only about work. Shyam, well said. A healthy life includes fun and fulfillment. Ram, exactly. And hobbies also reduce screen time. Shyam, true. Otherwise, we waste hours scrolling without purpose. Ram, yes, screens drain both eyes and mind. Shyam, I've started using the 20-20-20 rule for eyes. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Ram, excellent. That prevents eye strain. Shyam, yes, it helps. Eyes are precious, we must protect them. Ram, absolutely. Health is not just big things like exercise but also small care like eye, dental, and skin health. Shyam, right. I visit the dentist once a year for cleaning. Ram, good habit. Oral health affects the whole body. Shyam, yes. In fact, even heart disease is linked to gum problems. Ram, really? That's interesting. Shyam, yes, I read about it. Shows how everything in the body is connected. Ram, fascinating. Truly, a healthy life is about respecting every part of the body. Shyam, absolutely. Shyam, Ram, do you ever think about how childhood habits shape our adult health? Ram, definitely. Habits we pick up as children, like playing outdoors, eating home-cooked meals, or sleeping early, stay with us for life. Shyam, yes, I remember we used to play cricket in the evenings. That physical activity kept us fit without us even realizing it. Ram, true. But nowadays, kids spend more time indoors with video games and mobile phones. Shyam, yes, that worries me. Lack of physical play leads to obesity, poor eyesight, and weak social skills. Ram, absolutely. Parents need to encourage outdoor play and limit screen time. Shyam, right. Also, teaching kids about healthy food early is important. If they develop a taste for vegetables and fruits, they'll carry that habit into adulthood. Ram, very true. My niece loves carrots and cucumbers because my sister made them fun snacks. Now she chooses them over chips. Shyam, that's fantastic. Children copy what adults do, so parents should model healthy habits themselves. Ram, exactly. If kids see their parents exercising and eating well, they'll follow naturally. Shyam, yes, and emotional health starts early too. Teaching children to express feelings openly builds resilience. Ram, absolutely. Suppressing emotions creates problems later. Shyam, correct. Schools also play a role. Instead of only focusing on grades, they should promote fitness and mental wellness. Ram, I agree. Holistic education means nurturing body, mind, and character. Shyam, well said. Speaking of character, do you think discipline is the foundation of health? Ram, definitely. Without discipline, even the best knowledge is useless. We all know exercise and good food are important, but only discipline makes us practice daily. Shyam, true. Consistency beats intensity. Ram, yes. Small daily habits compound into big results. Shyam, right. Sometimes people wait for motivation, but I feel discipline is more reliable. Ram, exactly. Motivation is temporary, discipline is permanent. Shyam, very true. By the way, Ram, do you keep a journal of your health habits? Ram, yes, I do. I track my water intake, exercise, and sleep. It keeps me accountable. Shyam, that's excellent. I also maintain a gratitude journal, which helps mental well-being. Ram, wonderful. Writing down blessings shifts focus from problems to positivity. Shyam, exactly. Positivity itself is medicine. Ram, yes. People who think positively live longer and healthier lives. Shyam, you're right. Attitude determines energy, and energy shapes health. Ram, perfectly said. You know, Shyam, I've been reading about longevity. People in certain parts of the world live over 100 years. Shyam, oh yes, the blue zones, right. Like Okinawa in Japan and Sardinia in Italy. Ram, exactly. Their secrets are simple: plant-based diets, daily movement, strong social ties, and low stress. Shyam, yes, they walk naturally, eat beans and vegetables, spend time with family, and have a purpose in life. Ram, correct. Purpose, or ikigai, as the Japanese call it, gives meaning and keeps the spirit alive. Shyam, amazing, isn't it? Sometimes we complicate health with supplements and gadgets, but true health is in simplicity. Ram, absolutely. Back to basics: good food, good company, good sleep. Shyam, and gratitude. Ram, yes, gratitude too. Shyam, speaking of supplements, do you take any? Ram, only vitamin D during winter because of less sunlight. Otherwise, I prefer natural sources. Shyam, same here. I sometimes take omega-3 capsules since I don't eat fish often. Ram, that's reasonable. Supplements should fill gaps, not replace real food. Shyam, exactly. Overuse of supplements can even be harmful. Ram, very true. Nature already provides most of what we need. Shyam, yes, fruits, vegetables, nuts, they're nutrient powerhouses. Ram, right. And seasonal food is especially beneficial. Shyam, yes, my grandmother always insisted on eating fruits and vegetables of the season. She said nature gives what the body needs at the right time. Ram, wise advice. For example, watermelon in summer hydrates, while oranges in winter boost immunity. Shyam, exactly. Local, seasonal, simple, that's the secret. Ram, well said. Shyam, Ram, do you also believe spiritual health matters? Ram, of course. Spirituality doesn't necessarily mean religion, it means connecting with something bigger than ourselves. Shyam, yes, it could be prayer, meditation, nature, or even service. Ram, correct. It gives peace, purpose, and resilience during tough times. Shyam, absolutely. Many studies show spiritual practices reduce stress and improve mental health. Ram, yes, a healthy life includes body, mind, and spirit. Shyam, completely agree. Ram, you know, Shyam, sometimes people confuse being busy with being healthy. They think if they're active at work, they don't need exercise. Shyam, true. But mental busyness is not the same as physical fitness. Ram, exactly. Our bodies need deliberate movement. Shyam, yes, even short walks after meals improve digestion. Ram, correct. In fact, in many cultures, people walk after dinner as a tradition. Shyam, that's a wise custom. Sadly, modern life replaced it with watching TV after meals. Ram, yes, and that causes problems like acidity and obesity. Shyam, exactly. Even standing after meals is better than lying down. Ram, very true. Small habits again. Shyam, Ram, sometimes people think health is expensive, like gym fees or organic food. But actually, many healthy habits are free. Ram, absolutely. Walking, stretching, meditation, drinking water, eating seasonal vegetables, none require much money. Shyam, yes, health is more about choices than money. Ram, correct. And investing in health saves medical expenses later. Shyam, very true. Prevention is the best economy. Ram, well said. Shyam, Ram, do you ever feel that work pressure sometimes makes it harder to follow a healthy routine? Ram, definitely. Shyam, when deadlines are near or meetings pile up, I sometimes skip exercise or eat unhealthy snacks. Shyam, same here. I often eat outside when I work late, and that affects my digestion. Ram, balance is the key. Health is not about being perfect every single day, but about consistency over time. Shyam, true. So, how do you balance your job and health? Ram, I follow a simple principle, non-negotiables. For me, sleep and some form of daily movement are non-negotiable. Even if I get home late, I take at least a 20-minute walk before sleeping. Shyam, that's interesting. My non-negotiable is breakfast. No matter what, I don't skip it. Ram, that's good. Skipping breakfast often leads to overeating later. Shyam, exactly. Also, I started carrying fruits in my bag. So even if I get stuck at work, I don't have to depend on oily snacks. Ram, smart move. You are building small but powerful habits. Shyam, do you think technology helps or harms health? Ram, both, depending on how we use it. For example, fitness apps, step counters, and meditation apps help me stay on track. Shyam, I use a smartwatch that reminds me to stand up every hour. It's a small thing, but it helps. Ram, yes, but on the flip side, excess screen time harms sleep and strains the eyes. Shyam, I agree. Sometimes I keep scrolling on social media and suddenly realize I lost an hour. Ram, same. To control that, I set app limits. Once I cross 30 minutes of social media a day, my phone locks those apps. Shyam, wow, that's discipline. I should try that too. Ram, Shyam, do you think our relationships affect our health? Shyam, absolutely. When I fight with a close friend or family member, I feel stressed. My sleep gets disturbed. Ram, right. Positive relationships release oxytocin and reduce stress hormones. Shyam, my grandmother always says, eat with family, not with phone. I think she is right. Ram, haha, very wise. Eating with family improves digestion because the atmosphere is calm. Shyam, and it creates emotional bonding too. Health is not just physical, it's emotional as well. Ram, exactly. A healthy life is holistic, body, mind, and relationships together. Shyam, Ram, many people work endlessly for money but neglect health. What's your view? Ram, I believe money is important, but without health, money is useless. You can't enjoy wealth if you are lying sick in bed. Shyam, true. A rich man with poor health is poorer than a healthy man with less money. Ram, well said. Health is an investment that gives the best returns. Shyam, but don't you think maintaining health also needs money sometimes? Like gym fees, good food, or medical checkups. Ram, yes, but compared to hospital bills, these costs are smaller. Prevention is cheaper than cure. Shyam, I like that line, prevention is cheaper than cure. Shyam, do you enjoy traveling? Ram, a lot. I think traveling itself is a part of a healthy life. Shyam, how? Doesn't travel break routine? Ram, yes, but it also refreshes the mind. New places, new food, nature, these things reduce stress and boost happiness. Shyam, that's true. Last year I went to the mountains. Breathing fresh air there felt magical. Ram. Same here. Whenever I go near the sea, I feel recharged. Shyam. But sometimes while traveling, I end up eating unhealthy food. Ram. That happens. The trick is balance, enjoy local food but also carry nuts, fruits, or protein bars. Shyam. Good idea. I'll try that on my next trip. Shyam. Ram, this conversation itself feels healthy. Ram. Haha, how? Shyam. Because when we talk about positive things, our brain releases happy chemicals. Ram. That's true. Plus, we're learning from each other. Continuous learning is also part of a healthy life. Shyam. I agree. Reading books, listening to podcasts, or even conversations like this keep the brain young. Ram. Yes, mental stimulation prevents cognitive decline as we age. Shyam. So in a way, studying is also healthy. Ram. Exactly, but only if done with balance and without stress. Shyam. Ram. Do you practice gratitude? Ram. Yes, every night, before sleeping, I write 3 things I am grateful for. Shyam. Wow, like what? Ram. Simple things. For example, I am grateful for my healthy breakfast, my supportive friend, and the nice walk I had today. Shyam. That's beautiful. I never tried it. Ram. You should. Gratitude shifts focus from what we lack to what we already have. That creates peace and happiness. Shyam. Okay, tonight I'll start my gratitude journal. Shyam. Ram. What do you want your health legacy to be? Ram. Interesting question. I want people to remember me as someone full of energy, always spreading positivity. Shyam. That's inspiring. Ram. And you, Shyam? Shyam. I want to inspire my future